Does it spin for you? Oh, there you go.
You go.
No, you go. Okay, so we're gonna wait a couple seconds to maybe get a viewer. If not, we're still gonna talk because you all can rewatch this later. Dan,
Drop my watch.
I was about to say, all I hear is vibrations, which is fun. But I mean,
Phone updates.
Listen,
I'll turn it off.
I'm proud of. Yeah, think of it like you're in class or work.
I was gonna stay in airplane because I'd like to be in one. Actually, I'd like to be getting off an airplane. No?
That's true. No, actually, I had a good flight when I went to go see. I went to go to West Virginia.
Yeah.
Last weekend, which is why we missed everything. And it was neat. It was weird. I enjoyed it, but the flight wasn't bad. Had a row to myself. Everyone was in a mask. So I felt safe, like to go home to an 89-year-old grandfather. So safety is like high priority. It was pretty good. So how are you today, Dan?
I am much better with a ginger ale in hand and tonight's chat.
You're adorable.
No. No, I'm not.
Oh, good. Well, welcome everyone. I see Amanda and Kevin are here. We are live. It is very exciting. And today we are going to talk about something that I think always happens during the holidays. 4th of July is a little special, but with everything happening around this country and it being a holiday with a lot of people trying to navigate what they're going to do and things of that sort, I figured going back to good old stress and ways to go through it would be pretty good. I know I stress on a regular basis, and most of you who know me have seen it. And it's been pretty bad, and I'm pretty much this guy.
You're the Yeti.
I am the Yeti.
But you're kind of also the heart.
I like to think I'm heart.
You're actually heart a lot. That might be mainly you.
I like to think I am.
Oh, you are.
On a regular basis. But I do think going through techniques that we don't always think about or that we do think about is helpful and important, because when you're in that panic mode, everything goes out the window. Everything. And I had one flight attendant in my life that was absolutely amazing and incredible and hilarious. And they got on the speaker, and one of the things that they said actually really stuck into my head of why they constantly go over the flight rules. Like, they constantly go over your seatbelt, what to do with the oxygen, and everything like that. And it's because when you are panicking, when you are in a high stress situation, your long-term memory is out that window. And you rely on your short-term memory, which, if we constantly go over different techniques and different things, then it's more in your short-term memory and we don't have to worry about it as much. It was a fun fact.
It is. I actually remember doing that for the cruise. That was one of the main, because I've only been on a flight once or twice, but specifically on the cruise because they make it very clear.
And that is why they do those things. It's why you have to sit through the thing even though you've done it years and years and years. It's why even if you fly regularly, they still tell you the rules, because hearing it will help you in situations of that sort. So, here we are. I made a list of things and we can talk about it, and please keep talking to us. Like, I 100% agree ice cream is medicinal. I know a lot of people who go through that, so it's a definite thing. The first thing that I've looked up a bunch of stuff, and I know it helps, is like a 10-minute walk. I do that at work. I take a lap. When I'm stressed out, I take a lap outside. And this could also be just exercise in general. Like, I know, Dan, you like to, what is it with the disc?
Disc golf? My old new form of getting out and exercising for like 2.5 hours a day.
Yeah.
My hiking in the flatlands, I should say.
I could not enjoy that term more in my life. Hiking in the flat.
Yeah, that was terrible of me.
No, I really enjoyed it. But stuff like that, and I think it's big. Why I put down the 10-minute walk specifically is to be able to do 2 hours like Dan is amazing and wonderful. But in my brain, like when I'm stressed out, doing anything longer than a couple minutes seems like I don't have time for it. And it's definitely something to think about. It's just even just 10 minutes. 10 minutes of walking. 10 minutes of jumping jacks. I don't remember the last time I've done jumping jacks. 10 minutes of moving around at all. I know some people who dance. They put on a song they like and they just like get
Every day when I clean, absolutely.
Yeah.
No hesitation. Throw on the ska playlist. I throw on the reggae playlist, but both work. Anything works.
I've been on a Het Cat kick.
Ooh, I wonder why.
I don't know. 'Cause I love them.
Nah, it can't be Riot Fest. No way.
Literally my most exciting part of Riot Fest 2021.
Well, you always have like a solid band. Last year was Blondie. Yep.
It's true. And that's kind of something like I do too. I pick one thing to be excited about. I don't have that on my list. Yes, dancing out, Lauren. I don't have it on my list, but it's things to get excited about. Like festivals for me, I'm unlike other people. Festivals for me are exciting, yes, and fun, sure. But for me, it's more stress and more work than what everyone else thinks of. Like even Rob loves them, obviously. I am a workaholic and I just get burnt out and tired of them.
Which is why I make sure you're hydrated and have coffee.
Yes, I need
That's where I come in.
But my big thing is I have one band I look forward to. One band where I leave the booth and I dance it out and I have a good time. And most of the time it's like a 30-minute set. So it's not even that long.
True.
But it's worth my 4 days or 3 days of a festival.
You chose a solid one. I don't. They didn't skip a beat. That was phenomenal. So that was great.
Yeah, I picked the ones I need the most. We'll go to the next concept, and please keep talking, Lauren. I love that you're interacting with us. I need interactions because I really don't like hearing myself talk. But practice mindfulness. And I know this goes into a lot of things of like meditation, and Dan has a lot of good things that he can bring up again for meditation, yeah? Like the app and stuff.
Absolutely.
So he will tell us those things because he's good at it. And meditation and like also yoga, which can be very mindful. I have one friend who only wants a yoga experience that will make her cry at the end. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She I know people who do yoga to be fit and to like be stretching, and I get that, and that's kind of what I use yoga. She wants it for mostly her mind, and yay, it helps her body.
That's fair. That's fair.
And if anyone has any other helpful tips for mindfulness,
throw them in there. My go-to apps, which are definitely some of the top rated, some have a side subscription, but in no way does it actually lower the perks of the free app. My go-to is Headspace. I know Hope for the Day, Mike Vinopal, their educational director over there, highly recommends it. I know their co-owner, their owner recommends it too. Calm is another. Both focus on pinpointing what you want to, pinpointing what you want to work on. So it could be de-stressing in the moment, de-stressing after a long day to plan ahead. it's not just straightforward, here's breathing exercises. It'll narrow it down to what you need specifically, which is very great.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love those things. I like Headspace. It's one of my favorites. I've used it multiple times, and I think it's helpful to sometimes need that extra aid. It's something that helps me walk me through it, because especially when I'm freaking out, I can't figure out how to tell myself to be mindful and to pause.
It's difficult. You can have everybody tell you, and it's just not the same.
And I think that's the big thing, is these are all tools that we can use and that we all know exist. But not everything works for everyone. And to use different combinations of things is kind of huge to figure out what's best for you, like custom tailored things for you as a human being.
Absolutely.
And Jenny, I absolutely love that. In so many ways, but body scans are a really quick way to distress. Scan your body, notice tension, and relax. And I go very slow, like relax your forehead, your eyebrows, your eyelids, your jaw, your throat, and like work your way down. I've heard that before, because focusing on those little things like of your body kind of does get you to like think about it, to relax. I like that a lot. It's true. It's true. I do the focusing on my breathing. I'm a focusing on a breathing kind of person. It's kind of like I have this other fun thing. You can do anything for 10 seconds, and then you can do anything for the next 10 seconds. Kimmy Schmidt is my spirit animal. And I like that because it's little. It's not like you can do, if you did this day, you can do the next day. It literally is, I breathe slowly and I count to 10, and then I do it one more time. And that for me, like, calms my breathing and I think about it.
There was a Kimmy Schmidt quote.
Sorry, I love dogs. Amanda, anything about dogs, correct, yes. There was a Kimmy Schmidt quote.
You quoted weeks ago, and I can't remember it, but it was you already know it. Wow. You already know it.
I don't. You have to figure it out.
Oh, darn.
It's more fun for me.
Surprise, surprise. I don't know. It was worded very well. So yeah, I'm gonna find that.
You will. For me, it's, well, Kimmy Schmidt, she deals with a lot of trauma, so I like how she deals with life. For me, not all of it was great, but it definitely helped. And yes, I agree with you, Lauren. Weather permitting, I go outside without distractions, close my eyes, focus on the sounds around me, birds and insects. I agree. And for me, especially, is running water. I know, like, Lauren, we've both talked about this before, but like a running stream or a creek or a river or anything that I could just hear the water going centers me almost immediately. It makes me kind of want to copy our friend Shelby and get a little creek in my backyard, because when I'm stressing out, and I was in West Virginia after my grandfather had his heart attack and everything, I would go hiking every day, and my biggest thing was hiking by water, because the water sound was just everything.
Soothing.
So soothing. Or Lauren just sending me her creek sounds, because that's also just as great. Even just hearing it in general has been pretty amazing for me. Oh, I believe that. Bug spray, Lauren. Bug spray. We could keep going back. If anyone joins on and sees things, we'll like go back and go through things. But I'm going to go to the next one of organize yourself. I am a crazy list person. Yeah. At work, I get made fun of on a regular basis because I have multiple lists happening, so I can cross them out. Like, and it could be literally anything. Check email. Boom. Did it. And I feel like I've accomplished so much in a day. and I actually get to see how I am working things out. It's kind of like Jenny's talking about, like the little baby steps of like your eyelids and everything. I do that with every little thing of my workday.
So I am too. As I mentioned prior, Google Keep Notes is my go-to. I have simple things as what I'm doing today, what I'm doing tomorrow, small tasks, large tasks, punk rock saves lives, little projects, general research. I had a list of quarantine movies. I never got far in that one. But no, I do the same thing. I actually updated mine today. I like not far along before this.
No, I like it. I'm a classic planner, pen and paper gal, but I have added, because I've realized I'm doing so much. So I work multiple jobs. I help run Punk Rock Saves Lives. I do a lot right now. And so even my lists, I've noticed, haven't been enough, haven't quite been what I need. So I've now done Outlook or Google alerts from my email with just a little pop-up that says, Tina, check your email. Tina, see if anyone commented on the Facebook page. Like things that you would think I would think of every day, but I don't.
I literally have a sticky note that specifically reminds me to add. So if you think you're crazy, you're not.
No, I completely agree. And Jenny, one of my favorite things is talking about how past Tina helped out future Tina. So I completely enjoy the organizing helps future you out to get your shit together. Because past Tina can set Tina up for failure or success, depending on where we are in the day. But I do, honestly, even like just, you can write the big things. You don't have to write the small things. For me, I need it because I realized that's honestly how I realized I was doing so much. And I needed to like break things up because I'd be like working for 13, 16 hours a day and still feel like I didn't do anything in my list whatsoever. So it's been super, super helpful. Please keep adding things. If you want to talk about ways to organize, we'll always jump back, like I said, but I'm going to keep moving forward. This next one, I want you, I just want to put like a preface. I like it. I like the concept, but to really think about what they mean, because the first word could go either way. Like it could be not a great tactic, or it could be a great tactic, depending on how you use it. Someone once told me to use the 4 A's: avoid, alter, accept, and adapt. And like I said, the avoid part, I don't necessarily mean like just avoid all your problems, like put them away, don't pay attention to them, because that's bad. You need to obviously be head first and headstrong and not just try to hide from your issues. But what I look at avoiding is, if you can set yourself up to not put yourself in a situation of stress, do that. Like my biggest stressor in the entire world is timeliness. If I'm not 5 to 30 minutes early to something, I panic. And I mean full blown, I could honestly be hysterical. I know it. I know that's about me. It doesn't matter. When I was 16, I used to call my work because I thought I was going to be late. Like I left an hour early. It took 20 minutes to get there. I hit traffic. It was still an hour away. I was still 30 minutes early. But I would call work and tell them that I could be late because I was panicking so much. Yeah. How about you, Dan? Is there anything that you do to try to not put yourself in a situation?
Always. Probably too much. I'm definitely like you with the getting there early, because that was like a goal this year of mine that I completely dropped the ball on, because now I'm 3-4 towns away from where all my other friends are. But like if I leave at a certain time on a regular day, any later than that, there goes kind of like me being there anywhere near on time. Not like 15 minutes late is a big deal, but in the same time, it's getting that down for more of like a future use, not as much as now. Because being late for a friend's one thing, but as you said, kind of being late for a meeting of any kind never looks good as you as an individual. It's a way different area.
Yeah, it's taken, and I know like a lot of people like Amanda wished you had a problem with being timeliness, but I mean, I'm happy that I'm on time regularly. But the fact that there's times where I am like panicking and then irrationally mad at someone for making me late, and then I'm so high stress that I'm not even having a good time, that's an issue. Which is why I try to avoid it by working on it. And I do like the using distance or distract in terms of the other way you can avoid it, to distract yourself from like what's going to be causing you stress, and to distance yourself from the situation. I think those are much better words when it comes to that. I completely agree. And then I'm a huge fan, that's not right, huge fan, fan of using the accept and adapt. And I work on that. I think that's my biggest thing I work on a regular basis. And I'm trying really hard.
It is difficult. Change is inevitable, as much as we'd like to not believe it. It is. It happens every day in our lives, even in very small amounts, very small. But when it comes down to it in the long run, can't really run from it. And we adapt as humans. We really do. We're adapting right now. Us doing this is a perfect example.
I agree. You would think I would be better at it because I have like 15 plus years of theater and literally live theater. All it is adapting. That's literally the whole point of it. Is theater is just, okay, how do we fix it while they're on stage? So you'd think I would be a lot better, but it is something to work on. And what I do is, and I'm trying really hard, I'm going to say it does not always work this way. I have to be in a mindfulness way of hearing something that would normally make me panic or normally stress me out, and then go, okay, how do I adapt and accept it and adapt to the situation? Because that's something I'm trying to get better at. For being as impulsive as I am as a human being, I am awful. I work on it every day.
Can't disagree there.
I know. But I like that part. It is something I truly am trying to do every day of my life. And it can be little things.
It really is difficult. Really quick, what were you saying with theater specifically? Like, was it if you ad-libbing a line on stage level, or you go in being back set?
So I have a background in scenic painting. Surprise. I used to do technical theater, and I had multiple jobs in the professional theater world. And for me, it wasn't like lines. Like, that's an actor's thing. That's something. I saw Shelby got on. I don't know if she's still on there, but she could do more of that kind of thing. Of ad-libbing, because she was in the acting world.
No way.
But for us, it's like when things break. When something didn't turn on. When a prop broke and we need it for the next scene. Or...
half of those can be ad-lib for the actors, too.
They have to be ad-lib for the actors, or if we can fix it, or why did that stage piece not move? We need to change the set somehow.
Everything was working fine 3 weeks ago.
Yep, that light just went out. We can't see anyone.
Changed that 2 hours ago. Yeah. No, that's got to be, wow. I think I'm good on the spot, but that's actual true
That's-
on the spot.
It is. That's why so many actors say theater is one of the hardest acting challenges, is because like live theater, because you're there. You can't. It's not a separate take. It's not. It's kind of like living life. You don't have a separate take. You just kind of have to go with it, and it's real. It's like the show must go on is so real.
That's true. Wow.
There you go. My theater knowledge comes together every once in a while.
And the none that I have.
I mean, hey, it totally works. I am putting below of a book that Jenny is recommending of Things Fall Apart. That totally changed her view when it comes to how she interacts with stressors. I love that. One of the other, and then we'll keep moving on, is one of the things that helped me starting to realize I needed to look on how I reacted is it's not the situation that I think about, but it's how I reacted to the situation. Like when I look back at past things, the things that were stressful is not what I remember, but it's how I reacted, how I felt. So when I think of that, I'm like, okay, but I can do better. And I can make those things happen. And it kind of goes, I have another Heart and Brain comic, if I could find the right one. Not that one. Is this one. Do you remember that time we took the day off and had time to relax and recharge? No. What about the time we slept in and woke up naturally? No. And then Heart is obviously helping. Well, then we're clearly overdue to do any of those things. And it is. It's moments of remembering the good things and the situation itself.
Very true.
Yay! This one's hard when you're stressed out, I'll be honest. Be assertive instead of aggressive.
That's a good one. Dang. You stumped me.
I liked it, and it's something we could talk about, or you could just like take it in and see how you feel about that phrase, or maybe something you think of when you're jumping to being aggressive instead of just being assertive with what you need. And to me, yeah, Marnie, it is a hard one, and I do. I think it's just something to think of. We can talk about it and we can go through it, but I know as many people, anger is the quickest emotion to get to.
It's too natural. It really is. It's easier to be angry than happy. You have to kind of create happiness. Anger is just too
easy,
too instant. It really is.
And I know in stressful situations, I know in my timing situation, I am easy to snap. I'm easy to snap when I'm hangry. I know.
I've learned that one. Each festival, that's actually, I shouldn't even say hydration or coffee. I make sure you have food.
Because I'm a lot better person. I need to be fed to be a good me.
It's fair. It really is.
But those are the things, and I do. I'm trying. And I actually have be assertive instead of aggressive written down in my planner on a regular basis. Because being assertive does not mean you have to be aggressive about it. You can have a hard no, and it could be as simple as no. Or it could be as simple as this is the issue, and it doesn't have to be aggressive. I can say that now because I have a smiling face because I'm not feeling aggressive. But I definitely think everyone should take this statement and think about it in their lives because it's hard. We've had multiple people say how it's a hard one. It is. It totally is. And Amanda, Plenty of time to sleep. Yeah, sleeping too much. Setting schedules. Setting a schedule is really big because sleeping and not getting up and not doing stuff with depression does 100% go hand in hand. I could not agree more. And there's like a fine line. That's actually one of the things that I have here to a point of getting enough sleep. But there is, I feel like the focus on enough and not overdoing it. Because I know for me, if I sleep past 8 hours, I can still sleep. Like I could go 12, 13 some hours, but then I don't want to do anything all day.
Yeah, I'm just such an opposite. I have to do something. It's a blessing and a curse.
I think it's a good thing though, because I know when I was in West Virginia, I was panicking because I wasn't sure if I was ever going to see my grandfather again, and I wasn't sure if he was going to be going to a home, which would make me sad, and I didn't know what I was going to do. And so for like the first 2 weeks, I was on the couch watching TV. That's what I was doing. And it wasn't until one day I woke up going, I could go hiking or I could go do something. And I went the first day and I thought I needed a break. And it was like me sleeping in, watching TV 1 p.m. And then I was like, no, Tina, get your butt up, go hike, like get out of the house. And I felt a million times better. Like kicking my butt.
Lauren's right. You deserve it.
It's hard to feel that way. It is. I know.
It is for anyone.
It is. It's hard to think that you need the time, but you're probably right. I do a lot of things there. And then for stress and anxiety, honestly, caffeine and alcohol are huge. For people who have anxiety things, it can make it worse. I know, Dan.
Yeah.
Caffeine is your life.
What?
Coffee.
Not at all. I have no clue 3 pots a day. What? No, just kidding. Just one. Now.
Really big. But if you, for me, it's all the 3 amigos with the list. Yeah. It's, you put all that together and you're not gonna feel the best of you. But my big thing is everything is good in moderation. It's okay to have caffeine. It's okay to drink alcohol. And it's okay to wait up a little bit for something, you know what I mean? Or not get enough sleep one day. But it is when you've noticed yourself, and I definitely have like panic attacks as a human being. I have anxiety as a human being. And there are times where my anxiety is so high that I know I need to I need to get sleep. I need to not have as much caffeine and to avoid alcohol that time until I can center myself back.
It's good that you can note that and then take action towards it.
It's been a long time coming.
Lessons were learned.
I've had anxiety/panic attacks since I was like 15. And they've been pretty bad. Like I've definitely have hit some times where I felt like my heart was going to explode and I had no idea what to do. But I feel like that's the best wording I could use. I felt like my heart was going to explode. So obviously adding caffeine to that would not be helpful to that situation.
Not by any means.
Yes. And I like the moderation is key because I think that could work for everything. Moderation and everything in your life is key. Balance.
Too much of anything's bad. Honestly, I don't think there's one thing that that can't think. No, anything too much of anything is not good. Period. Moderation is key. It is balance. It's needed. That's why scheduling is a huge thing at play to keep that moderation intact.
Yes, it's huge. And knowing what moderation means to you. I know I keep going back to everything is different, but like what my moderation for me works is not necessarily going to work for Dan. Is not going to work for Lauren or Amanda or Robin or Jenny, like anyone on here. It's not necessarily going to work for everyone. But knowing what your moderation is what matters and what that means. Like there are times when I'm in full, I mean, obviously not right now, but like full festival season where to me, a lunch break and actually getting to sit down and eat, which doesn't happen often.
It doesn't at all.
It occasionally is like a great break for me. And then everything else goes away.
You need more than just that during festivals, though, sis.
Sometimes, yes. But for me, there's this baby steps. I'm just telling you, baby steps. It's all I'm a work in progress when it comes to working with these. I feel like a lot of this is just me trying to figure out how to deal with my own anxiety and stress, and thank you all for joining. It is. It totally is. Dan, do you have anything of importance that helps you when you're stressed?
So, for instance, at work, there isn't a day that goes by where I don't get stressed, but having a mandatory hour lunch helps and doesn't help because half of me just wants to go back to the job, depending on the day, the first half, and the other half is like, I'll take it. During that time, I've used Headspace a lot, but I've also learned to not always rely on the app, but rely on myself. So I'll do breathing exercises and even just simple deep breaths and just kind of lay there. And although you kind of feel like you're falling asleep, you're not. And it's just a terrible thing to sleep in a car. Well, sitting, not laying down. So in doing so, it's best to take that time to be able to kind of find yourself to just focus on your breathing more than anything, because you're going to wake up out of that state of mind and feel more awake, more relieved than you would if you took a half an hour power nap, which it's not that they don't work, but I don't feel that they work as often as we wish they would. Because I definitely try to take a power nap and I feel absolutely more tired for the next 2 hours than I would ever have thought, which is where caffeine comes in, and that's called moderation.
Moderation. I used my life in the theater world. We would work for like tech weeks. Tech weeks are crazy hours, like a festival. So I would be there like 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. working in a scene shop, and my coffee break at 3 p.m. And I still occasionally have that in my brain of, it's 3, I need it. Because I've been doing it for so long. But that was always my idea too, like a little caffeine, because when I would try to take naps, I never felt better.
No. They don't work. And honestly, you kind of get into REM after a certain amount of while, and you then sometimes will just kind of let the day go, and then you'll be up all night.
It can. You definitely can. Naps can be good and bad. Sometimes I'm a huge fan of a cat nap, like, and especially if I'm by water. Honestly, a nap on the beach is one of my favorite things on the planet. Or a nap in a hammock in the middle of a day, of a long day of hiking or things. Or like Rob, who will nap at a festival where it's super loud, but he can fall asleep anywhere because he's an
It's
alien.
soothing. Oh, sorry. I thought it was soothing.
Is it soothing? It's so loud. But he can do it. He's a champion. I can't, with people walking around, I have like my elementary school brain. I know it could be nap time, but I can't because I might miss something or
Because
something
it's also
might
playtime.
happen. Yeah, that's 100% it. But I agree, and even Kate says she struggles with that with her lunch too. Damn.
Yeah, it takes time. It's pure repetition. It really is.
Of figuring it out. Yeah, I used to. Books were my thing for lunches when I had an hour lunch. I now break up my lunch because I don't have any set times that's mandatory. So I take multiple small breaks throughout the day. We have a park next to where I work, so I'm able to go walk in the park and get outside and get out, which helps. And I live so close that even with my 30-minute lunch, I can go home and see my dogs.
Nice. That's golden. That really is for a lunch.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yes. I've never wanted mini Jenga more in my life. I already have, I know they're not like in anymore, but I already have like 3 fidget spinners at my desk because I do a lot of calls, work calls, and so I need something to like fidget with and to like keep myself active. And I feel like a Rubik's Cube or a mini Jenga would be my jam.
I think I'm gonna order you a mini Jenga, and then I'm gonna get myself one because that's awesome, and I didn't know they exist. So thank you, Robin.
Yes. Everyone is excited by these tips. So that's honestly, I didn't have tons of things, and if people want to keep saying stuff, please do. We're here, but we can start to recap or slowly wrap up, and if anything comes to mind, that's cool. We typically run an hour 12, and pipe cleaners. Sorry, I'm easily distracted today with things that people are saying. So hold, please. Robin put, yes, pipe cleaners also are fun to make things with. That's brilliant. And Kate and her work friends, they try to do arts and crafts at lunch. Like, those are honestly amazing ideas for your breaks in your day. I have multiple coloring books, and I need to get like a cuckoo kangaroo coloring book that I have in my desk.
I still need to see them. My gosh, I am jealous.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
great.
that's
it's
everything.
An activity book for kids, but I mean, it's for me.
We're all big kids. We're all kids at heart.
So I use the coloring book and like activity pages a lot. That is something I already do as a person. Whew. And I want to give this time, since I said we're going to slowly wrap up, that we'll go through for people who miss things. And I'll just say really quickly, 10-minute walk or any kind of exercise, long or short. I do little walks here and there. Dan spends 2 some hours throwing a disc at things. I've never played disc golf. I don't know what it's about.
Then somebody's learning when I visit. Yep.
Well, ooh. People, and I'll just keep going back and forth. We don't have this on there, but Amanda's doing a 500-piece puzzle. I would love to do a puzzle. I actually really enjoy them because it's a great way to do it. There's something about puzzles and things of that sort that are pretty great. I used to say I loved, for some reason I'm on a theater kick. I'm sorry, everyone. I liked doing brickwork, like painting bricks, because as you can tell, it's a pattern, like it's an easy, so it was so mindless that it was like, this is nice. I don't have to think of anything. Like, and I feel that way with puzzles. It's just like you're just putting pieces together and nothing else matters. And Kate, yes, you should send me the coloring book you have in your warehouse. um, practice mindfulness. Dan, since you're my mindfulness guy, want to recap that?
Oh, geez.
Oh, geez.
Practice mindfulness. So we had some great comments saying body scans are a quick way to de-stress. Pretty sure that was Jenny. That's a great one. Scan your body and notice the tension to relax. Relax your forehead, your eyebrows, your eyelids, your jaw, your throat. We carry too much weight without even realizing it. We all do that daily. Believe me, I do. And this, I got it. Kind of. This one will tell you that I overthink with my overstressing more than I know. That's a major flaw in me.
Not a flaw. It's something to work on.
Okay, we'll find a better word. Love the dogs one. Encourages you to get outside, give a walk, give a jog, get into the sun, maybe go to the creek, get into a little bit of water, just something to keep you open-minded.
Yes, I think those are all perfect. We'll go into the recap of Organize Yourself. I use paper lists and planners. Dan, what do you use?
I use sticky notes that go into paper to list planners. So I do an extra step to guarantee. No, I do that, but I also do Google Keep Notes on my phone because I always have like a sticky notepad in like my backpack or in the car, just because sometimes, as like you said, writing down's it's not always convenient, but it's something about it. It's different and it works better at times.
Yeah.
It really. I mean, it's a skill even in school about rewriting the same thing X amount of times on a note card till you remember it. It's the same thing.
Yeah. I didn't think about it that way.
Yeah. I mean, not that you have to write down, do laundry 50 times on a postcard, but if it's that much of a struggle, it's worth it.
I'm starting it now. No, I agree. Writing it, the repetition part I never thought of, so I think that's really great because that is how you like learned words. Think about how in school you learn how to spell words. You wrote them like 10 times. At least that's what my school did.
No, we did the same thing. It's funny when you remember. I mean, for me, it's easier, but it's remembering like high school, junior, and senior words that randomly pop up. And I was like, oh yeah, that was a senior year word. And I just go on for my day. But
yeah, no,
the repetition is what made me remember.
Repetition is great, and writing it. Also, I feel I will let everyone know I'm on a kick when it comes to watching things on the TV, and it's all about witches, vampires, or werewolves. And they're not all good. Actually, most of the shows are really bad. But either way, I love them and I watch them. But a big theme in all of them is the power in a name, the power in words when you use it and speak it and write it. So I think it's important.
Never thought of that either.
Rumpelstiltskin. That's why the power in his name. You're welcome.
There's power in that name?
That's why you had to say his name 3 times for him to show up.
Ah. Okay.
Like Beetlejuice. Avoid, alter, accept, and adapt. And we talked a very long time about that. And I think I just want us to end on be assertive instead of aggressive as a good takeaway from everything today. I think it is such a good thing for us to remember because the aggressive part not only is bad for us, but it's bad for the people around us.
Causing harm and damage more than understanding.
Yes.
See, on the spot.
That's perfect. We're going to leave with that. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Dan summed it up perfectly, so mic drop. We're out. Please keep commenting and talking, and we'll see you guys next week.
Take care. Thank you.